Scott Disick has expressed that he is prepared to marry Kourtney Kardashian soon. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and updates. Scott Disick has surprised many people again by admitting he is still in love with Kourtney Kardashian, and he even said he is ready to marry her. This news came out in a preview of an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, where Scott opened his heart in a way that caught the attention of both the family and fans. In that short preview, Kim Kardashian asked Scott a very direct question, wanting to know when he and Kourtney would get back together. Without hesitation, Scott said that wherever Kourtney goes, he will always stand by her side. He made it clear that he still loves her and even said he is ready to marry her immediately. His words shocked the room because he spoke with full confidence, as though he still sees their future together. Scott then added that Kourtney already knows deep down that they will eventually get married one day and that they will live a good life together. This made Kris Jenner jump into the conversation, encouraging Scott to take the next step. Kris even joked that Scott should propose soon because it would make Kourtney feel special, especially since the two of them already share 3 children together, Mason, Penelope, and Rain. Kourtney herself did not completely reject the idea, but she gave Scott an ultimatum. She told him that if he really wants a chance at rebuilding their love, he would have to work on himself. This reminded everyone watching that while their bond is strong and full of history, it is also complicated, with many ups and downs over the years. Even though Scott expressed his feelings in such a powerful way, fans should not jump too quickly to conclusions. At the time of that preview, Scott was dating Amelia Hamlin, while Kourtney was with Travis Barker. Both relationships had grown stronger, with Scott even introducing Amelia to his children, and Kourtney becoming very serious with Travis, to the point that their love was very public. Both had shared plenty of photos on social media with their new partners, which showed that they had moved on in different directions. Still, the relationship between Kourtney and Scott has always been one of the most talked about stories in celebrity culture, especially in the 2010s. They first met in 2006 at a party hosted by a mutual friend in Mexico. At first, Kourtney thought Scott was a little too much and even admitted she was not interested in him right away. But that first impression did not last long, because soon after, the two became very close and started dating. When Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered in 2007, Scott appeared as Kourtney's boyfriend in the very first episode. This made their romance one of the center stories of the show from the very beginning. Kourtney explained at that time that they had been friends for about a year before they officially started dating, and from then on, their relationship became a constant focus of the series. They even came very close to getting married in Las Vegas after a night of partying. At first, Kourtney agreed to the idea, and the family even went to check out the famous Little White Chapel. But in the end, both of them decided it was too rushed and did not follow through. It was one of the first signs that while they loved each other, their timing and choices did not always match up. Not long after, their relationship faced a major challenge. On one of the episodes of the show, Kourtney discovered text messages from another woman on Scott's phone. Feeling betrayed, she confronted him and ended things. This was the first breakup between them, but it was far from the last. Despite the heartbreak, they found their way back to each other in 2009. While living in Miami, fans spotted them reconnecting, and eventually, Kourtney revealed she was pregnant with their first child. In December of that year, they welcomed their son Mason, who became the first grandchild of the Kardashian family. The birth was also captured on the show, and one unforgettable moment was when Kourtney pulled the baby out herself during delivery, something that shocked viewers at the time. Although the birth of their first child brought joy, problems quickly returned. Scott's struggles with drinking and his behavior created more tension between them. On another episode of the spin-off series Kourtney and Kim Take Miami, their arguments reached a breaking point after Scott lost control one night, leading Kourtney to break up with him again. This cycle of breaking up and making up became a theme in their story. Over the years, they tried to repair things, especially for the sake of their kids. After Mason, they went on to welcome their daughter Penelope in 2012 and their youngest son Rain in 2014. Together, They built a family that both of them deeply love, even though their romantic relationship was unstable. By 2015, the relationship finally came to a permanent end after almost a decade together. Despite the split, they worked hard to keep their friendship alive for the sake of their children. This decision to co-parent respectfully allowed them to remain in each other's lives in a healthy way. Scott later dated Sofia Richie in a relationship that lasted on and off from 2017 until 2020. After that ended, he began dating Amelia Hamlin, who also spent time with his children. Kourtney, on the other hand, eventually moved on with Travis Barker, who proposed to her in 2021. Their relationship quickly became serious, and in May 2022, Kourtney and Travis got married in Italy in a very public and romantic ceremony. Even though Kourtney had found happiness with Travis, Scott's comments in the show preview reminded everyone of just how deep his connection to her still is. It showed that even after years of moving in different directions, raising children with other partners, and building new lives, the bond between Scott and Kourtney remains powerful. For many fans, they represent one of those rare couples in pop culture whose story feels unfinished, no matter how much time passes. The fascination with them comes from the fact that viewers got to see almost every stage of their relationship on television. From the awkward beginnings, the passionate moments, the fights, the pregnancies, the heartbreaks, and the reconciliations, everything played out in front of millions of people. This turned their romance into more than just a private love story. It became part of pop culture history, something fans felt connected to as though they were part of it. Scott's recent declaration of love was not just a dramatic television moment. It was also a reminder of how unpredictable life can be, especially for two people who have shared so much. He showed that in his heart, he still imagines a future with Kourtney, even though she is living another chapter of her life with someone else. The story of Scott and Kourtney also reflects the struggles many couples go through in real life. They loved each other deeply but faced issues with trust, personal challenges, and the difficulties of growing up together in the spotlight. At times, their love was strong enough to overcome obstacles, but at other times, the problems were too big to ignore. Even though fans now know that Kourtney is married to Travis, there is still an ongoing interest in how Scott feels about her. Every time he speaks about Kourtney, people listen, because the emotional weight of their shared history is so powerful. His willingness to express his love openly shows that for him, the story is not completely over. For viewers who have followed them since the beginning, Scott and Kourtney represent more than just celebrity drama. They are a symbol of how love can be complicated, messy, and yet long-lasting in its own way. Even when two people move on with other partners, the bond they share through children and years of experiences never truly disappears. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.